Long ago, God created the solar system and the earth in order to accomplish his most important project, the creation of human being. The project was accomplished through his tools, which are the beings of the divine planes and the advanced extraterrestrial civilizations, mainly the Sirians, Arcturian, and Pleiadian. The development of the human being has also been influenced by stellar alignments, as well as planets and various celestial bodies, which have acted upon the biological systems on Earth. The evolution of primates on Earth has been marked by natural influences and artificial interventions. The project began about 433,000 years ago, when a galactic alignment of 6 stars had a significant impact on the DNA of a large primate in the area of the Sinai Peninsula. Extraterrestrial civilizations helped guide and accelerate this process, becoming the spiritual fathers of mankind. The effects of the stellar alignment were manifested for about 10,000 years, leading to the transformation of primate DNA and continued development over the next 50,000 years. About 372,000 years ago, a war took place in space and the alien spacecraft Nibiru, now known as Nibiru, belonging to the Sirian civilization of the Orion Belt constellation, was damaged. To repair the ship, several medium-sized ships from Nibiru descended to Earth to mine ore from the Arabian Peninsula. During this process, crew members of one of the alien ships installed a device that extracted a special liquid from the ground. Nearby, the leader of the alien ship noticed a group of more evolved primates, similar to Homo erectus. Because the aliens couldn't stay in our atmosphere for long, they decided to use the primates for mining work on Earth's surface. They wanted to do this by using mind-transmitting technology on the primates, then using their bodies for surface chores. On the one hand, the primates were helped to evolve very quickly, thanks to the mental influence of the alien beings and their technology, and on the other hand the crew in turn benefited from the help of physical work from those large primates. This moment is known as Enki's descent to Earth. Tenakau is Enki's real name. He was the commander of one of the transport ships that came to Earth to mine ore. He was instrumental in initiating the transformations that led to the creation of mankind. Tenakau was a being who exuded great gentleness and a deep respect for cosmic laws. Tenakau, the commander of the alien transport ship, used a device to emit a frequency field to the primates, thus using their bodies for mining, and at the same time accelerating the evolution of their DNA. This energy field was symbolized by the 10 hexagon, N representing the influence of the 6 stars, T representing the influence of Tenakau, and the hexagon representing the influence of the Nibiru spacecraft. On the advice of the doctors on the Nibiru ship, for Tenakau was created a clone by combining the genes of evolved primates with alien DNA, resulting in an 8-foot-tall, white-haired, sexless being into which Tenakau transferred his consciousness. Eventually the frequencies designated by the symbol T separated into 2 distinct families of frequencies, designated by the symbols K and L, which represented the implementation of the primate's ability to choose. This process has also been encouraged by the influence of Nibiru in our solar system. The 2 frequency families, ENL and ENK, represented individuals with different biofields. The ENL branch had a larger and finer biofield, while the ENK branch had a narrower biofield. The number of individuals in the ENK branch was dominant, while the ENL branch, with fewer members, was concentrated in more remote areas of the planet, such as coastal areas and islands. The development of ENK beings was oriented towards the physical plane, while ENL beings had an evolution that included the physical and the subtle etheric plane. ENL beings also had a faster developmental rate, because they lived for a long time around alien bases on the ground, and interacted in various ways with alien beings, helping them or learning from them. After a while, another alien ship even larger than the Nibiru entered the solar system and began to position itself, either near the Moon or Saturn or another planet, sustaining complex genetic mutations created by stellar or planetary structures, and amplified by the ship's position. From a more complex offshoot of the ENL branch evolved an embryo that could be highly evolved, meeting DNA modification requirements, and was the target of highly sophisticated genetic transformations over several thousand years. Then a very important event happened, which later became mythological. Through repeated crossbreeding, a naturally developed embryo of a female being from the ENL branch was able to be compatible with the ethereal, subtle body of the Sirian civilization. First the embryo was extracted from the ENL female, and placed in an alveolus with transparent fluid, and the incarnation of the highly evolved extraterrestrial being was done by the descent of a more intense ray of light into that embryo of the ENL female. So about 368,000 years ago, the soul of a spiritually perfected Sirian extraterrestrial being was incarnated into an embryo of an ENL female being. Esoteric and Christian mythology presents it to us as Adam. The laboratory in which Adam's soul incarnated in that embryo was round in shape and located in the area north of the Persian Gulf, later considered Eden. Adam was the first conscious higher being. Adam's incarnate manifestation was necessary to allow the divine nature to manifest first by descending from the celestial planes vertically, then expanding horizontally by multiplying the DNA of that special being by creating many implants in the female beings of the ENL branches. Adam was an androgynous being about 8 feet tall, with white skin and long silver hair. He was created to serve as the DNA template for a new civilization. Adam lived for more than 750 years and his gene was implanted into several female beings, which gave rise to several human bodies that allowed evolved alien souls to incarnate into them. Adam's androgyny is reflected more as an exceptional harmony of body and mind. Initially, most beings born from Adam's DNA were androgynous, and sexual differentiation came later, this event being represented by the symbol N. With this, many alien souls, including from other civilizations in the galaxy, began to incarnate on Earth to support the evolution of the new civilization. Adam and all alien souls remained in the astral plane, around Earth and reincarnated here, contributing to human evolution. This act of incarnation was a sacrifice for them, as returning to a lower plane and a lower physical form cannot be easy or pleasant. All this happened over a period of several tens of thousands of Earth years. What was accomplished in Adam's case, with Sirian DNA, was accomplished step by step for other beings after him, using DNA from other alien civilizations. So beings originally from other planets began to be born on Earth. More than 20 types of alien DNA have been involved in genetic engineering operations. The ENL beings were over 2.5 meters tall and had mainly alien DNA. They were harmonious and refined, with keen intelligence and paranormal powers. ENK beings, on the other hand, had predominantly Earth primate DNA and were shorter, more vital and muscular. The two ENL and ENK branches coexisted and gave rise to mythical civilizations. Legends such as the demigods are real, these beings being hybrids between the two ENL and ENK branches or between ENK and extraterrestrial beings. The longest-lasting ENL civilizations were the Mu civilization about 40,000 years ago, and the Hyperborean civilization about 35,000 years ago, during which time there was a major spiritual leap for ENK beings. The Atlantis civilization also developed for about 25,000 years, succeeding a whole string of other civilizations of ENL beings that preceded it. The sinking of Atlantis marked the end point of the exit of the ENL gene, and its many derivatives from the stage of evolution on the physical plane, as it had reached the end of its period of existence. The Atlantean sages sought to preserve knowledge and culture for the future, expanding into areas such as Central America and Egypt. In various places on Earth, occult centers and schools have been established to preserve and develop the knowledge of ENL beings. In the centers of spirituality, ENL beings, more evolved ENK beings and extraterrestrial beings lived together, until they separated and followed their own evolutionary paths. Pyramids, called galactic relays, were built for galactic communication and spiritual development. Before the sinking of Atlantis, there were multiple such centers, populated by spiritually evolved beings as well as less advanced ENK beings. Today's Homo sapiens civilization is a mixture of most of the ENK branch, and remaining parts of the ENL branch, or hybridizations between them. Most of human civilization today is ENK, and this is because ENL beings have retreated from the physical plane.